Okay, Ayden, you've had an exciting first couple of months at Manchester United. We're going to look a little bit at your background, at your time at Arsenal and your performances so far. But first of all, how happy are you with your first couple of months here at United?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I've started really fast, I would say. I've made a couple of appearances, more than I thought. And then, I think I've taken them really well and I've played well and earned the trust of the manager. And yeah, hopefully I can keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to the start and then we'll come back onto the manager and your performances. Tell us, where did you grow up?
I grew up in North London, in Edmonton. I played for the local team there, that was around the corner. Then I just sort of worked my way up.
Who was literally your first club, like kids club, do you remember?
Percival, probably wouldn't know them. There was we used to train in a school called Edmonton County on there, and they had like a hall that they used to rent out in the school, and then I trained there. That was my first ever team.
Did you play any other sports when you were younger, or just football?
I played a bit of basketball, obviously my height, and that I played a lot in school because during PE we did a lot of basketball and all of that. I had a hoop in my garden as well, so I used to go between the two, football and basketball.
So your height's always been there. You didn't shoot up.
Yeah, always been there.
And who inspired you at a young age? It could be a footballer, but it could be a family member as well.
I would say Kobe Bryant when I was growing up. I used to watch a lot of his interviews and all of that, and his games and how he prepared for games and all of that. Messi as well, Neymar. I used to always watch their clips when really young. And because I started off as an attacker, I wasn't always a defender. So I did look up to those two a lot, and I wanted to be like them.
Were you a striker or like a skillful winger?
Yeah, I was a striker and then a winger as well. And then a couple of years later, I dropped into midfield and then dropped back to centre-back a couple of years later than that.
What kind of age are we talking? How old were you a striker until?
When I was 9 till about 11, then I sort of played on the wing till about 13. Then I had a massive growth spurt and it was harder to play on the wing with the height. And then, I sort of dropped back around 14, I would say. And it's worked out so far, I would say.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Your journey to Arsenal wasn't that easy though.
No.
You had.
Yeah.
Talk me through it.
So I signed for West Ham when I was 8, and then I was there for 4 years, so I was about 12. Everything was good and all of that, and then I came to the end of my contract and I got released. And then I went on trial at Chelsea straight after. I was there for around a month and a bit. I didn't get signed there for whatever reason. And then I went to Fulham. They was going to sign me, but the journey was just so long from where I lived. Like, it was like an hour and 30 on train. And then to drive, it was like 2 hours because all the traffic.
Yeah.
And then, then Arsenal called, and then my mum said, "Do you want to go there?" And then, I went there for a trial. And then they ended up extending my trial after a couple of weeks. So I didn't think it was going to work out, and then they did in the end. And I signed there when I was 13. So it was like, let's say a year between. I didn't play academy football for.
And at the time, that must have been pretty hard.
Yeah, it was really tough. But I sort of knew in myself that I'm a good enough player and I can get back to it and get back to my best.
And looking back now, do you think that mental test, you talked about your hip, like inspiration being Kobe Bryant, and I'm sure you looked at footballers for their mental strength as well. Do you think that helped you grow as a person? Yeah,
of course. It's always good to get that experience from a young age, so you're not sort of thrown off by it when you get older. But it's helped a lot.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's been other setbacks along the way, but since then you've been on quite a smooth trajectory up to the top.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah. Your final year at Arsenal, you were in first team training a lot. You went on tour. You played against us.
Yeah, in America.
We'll talk about that. What was it like learning from the senior players in that year? Because especially for the past 2 years, 18 months, that's been a really strong group of players at Arsenal.
Yeah, it was great to see, I would say. Just watching one of the best players in the world train and also training with them. I think that's helped me to where I've got now. And yeah, it was always a great experience. I made one appearance as well during that season. Yeah, it was great to play with them.
Were you properly initiated into the squad? Did you have an initiation song or anything like that?
Yeah, when I was in America, I did that. I had to do one song. It was by Rod Wave, called Heart on Ice, and then they made me do it again a couple of nights later because
You so good, or
No, it was bad. I thought it was good, but they thought it was bad because the sound was too loud on my phone, and then they said I have to do it with no music, so I had to do a cappella. But yeah, it was good.
that time in America? With Arsenal,
it wasn't
really good.
Yeah.
Playing against United.
Oh yeah.
Must have been fun.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see myself here as well after playing them a couple months ago.
And then you on the bench against us.
Yeah,
as recently as December.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Good experience in that game.
Yeah. Then played against Arsenal again a couple months later in the Premier League.
Your first day at Old Trafford then, what was it like being shown around this stadium and the training ground at Carrington?
I'd never been to Old Trafford before I came here, so yeah, it was crazy. Like, didn't realise how big it was. Like, it holds around like 74,000 people, probably more than that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
What was it that convinced you about this project here at United to join the club?
I think the opportunities that the young players I've got here in the past. I think United had the most minutes given to teenagers last season, if I'm right. And yeah, that sort of convinced me to come here. And yeah, and the people and the fans here as well, they're quite loving, and I sort of felt that when I'm playing, and yeah, they're so supportive.
So the two reasons you joined within a month have kind of come true.
Yeah.
The fan support and the fact that you're getting minutes like that.
Mm-hmm.
I must be satisfied. What did Ruben Amorim say?
He just said our play style will suit me because they play three at the back and I play on the left of the three, so that allows me to run with the ball. That's one of my strengths, and defending out wide is one of my strengths as well.
And which players have helped you settle in here so far?
I'll say Mason Mount. The first day I was here at Carrington, he came up to me and introduced himself, and we had like a good 10-minute conversation. And he reminded me that we played each other in pre-season, and he remembered the tackle I hit him with in like the first minute. So yeah, me and Mason are good friends, and obviously Bruno as well, the captain, he's helped. Patrick as well, we signed around the same week, and we've been together since then. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember years ago when Nemanja Vidic and Patrice Evra signed. They were both unproven players. Mm-hmm. They signed in a January transfer window together, and then they were United careers together until the very end, and they left at the same time as well. So you never know. Maybe you and Patrick.
Never know. Yeah.
Hopefully. Is that you mentioned with Mason there that you put in a tackle early on? Is that something you try to do? Make an impact immediately.
That was my first ever taste of like high level game, because I played in the Bournemouth game before that in America. Yeah. But obviously United is obviously a harder test. It was a bigger stadium. I just wanted to get the nerves out and just to hit someone hard. And that did help. I felt confident after.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And what have you made of the city of Manchester? It's a massive move.
Yeah.
I've done the same move.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. London's huge, has everything going on, but to move your whole life to a new city, it can be hard. So have you enjoyed it?
No, I've adapted well. Like, at the end of the day, it's still England, so it wasn't much of a difference really. But I would say the city centre is quite similar to the city centre in London. A lot of people, shops, and all of that. Because I stayed there for a month before I moved elsewhere. But yeah.
Let's go through a couple of performances. Your United debut against Fulham.
Yeah, it was good. I was, wouldn't say nervous. I was excited to get started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I done well, I think, and yeah, that sort of started me kind of like what I'm gonna bring, and the fans saw that, and yeah. I feel like I earned a lot of trust from the coach and staff from that game.
Yeah, and you played again almost immediately after
Yeah,
Arsenal. You've already said that was special, but you obviously still have a lot of love for Arsenal, but to be able to show what you can do against them must have been really satisfying.
Yeah, and I did do that as well, and it was just it was surreal, like a club that I've been at for so long, and then I play against them in the Premier League on my Premier League debut. That doesn't happen often, I would say. So,
Some things are meant to be.
yeah.
Your first start was against Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
I think everyone thought that was really impressive. In a European night, there was quite a lot on the line. We had to win that game. Good atmosphere. How did you find playing a European competition here at Old Trafford?
Like again, I said that I wasn't nervous really. Like I was here to get the job done, sort of. And I knew we was going to win the game from the start. Even when we conceded the penalty earlier, I knew we was going to win and come out on top, and we did.
A big win as well.
Yeah, very big, and I did well, I would say.
There was big praise after that game from one person in particular. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember?
It was quite a few, to be fair.
The one I remember was from Wayne Rooney.
Oh yeah, Wayne Rooney, yeah.
Who said you looked like you've been here for years.
Yeah.
For someone, what year were you born in?
2006.
So just after, a couple of years after he made his debut. But for someone else who joined United at 18, who had a massive impact immediately, you can't get that praise better.
True, yeah.
He's the perfect one.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you read that or saw it on
Yeah,
social?
it was more of a motivator again. And I just wanted to play the next game and use it to fuel me, and it helped. It always helps having someone say that about you. I appreciated it.
Yeah, and you started well at Leicester, and then a really unfortunate injury.
Yeah, I did well, I would say. That's what disappointed me the most, because I feel like I was playing really well up to that point. But it's football, it happens,